Hi everybody, it looks like one of our black widow spiders are dead. This is one of the two large black widow spiders we have, or I should say had. If you remember, we have this spider right here, bam, and she has not been bred. She doesn't lay any egg sacs. But this one right here that looks pretty well croaked has probably laid dozens and dozens of egg sacs in the last year and a half. In fact, our current baby black widow spider, right here, bam, is one of the offspring of this spider right here. Now that we have her out of the habitat, we can poke at it a little bit, kind of shriveled up, not really doing that well if it's still alive. You have to be careful when it comes to black widows when you're identifying them as being alive or being croaked. If you remember, their legs are hydraulic, as most spiders' legs are. When their legs are curled up, that definitely means they're dead and the things in there are drying up and they are croaked. But with a black widow spider, when its legs are splayed out like this, it could still go either way. If you remember, we had that one very famous video on a different channel I used to run. Here is a picture of it on a news site. Bam! That black widow spider was actually found in a swimming pool, playing around in the water, under the water, on the water. So we caught it in a jar and we left it aquafied with its own swimming pool, its own water in there. Yes, we gave it a twig and something to float on if it wanted to. But after watching it for several days, we noticed it didn't need to surface. It would collect air bubbles. Kind of like those spiders you learned about as a kid that dive down and capture air bubbles and can live underwater. What are they called? Diving bell spiders? I don't remember, but that's what this black widow spider was doing. And then when the owner of the said spider was done with it and wanted to take care of it, he thought it would drown. It didn't drown. We put it in a baggie, and after a period of time, it went from being upside down, legs splayed out like this, and potentially drowned, to being alive and well and crawling. Yes, very creepy. So when you see a black widow spider, if its legs are not all curled up, treat it like it's still alive. Yes, it could be dead, but don't take the chance. But by the way we are poking around at this black widow spider and it hasn't moved, I am pretty sure it done up and croaked on us. Remember, I said pretty sure. I didn't say I'm 100% positive. So when you find a black widow spider in this condition, don't automatically think it's dead. Take it, put it in a sealed container, and then give it a few days. Because after a few days, it will either, I don't want to say come back alive, but it will revive itself, or it'll definitely start showing some more signs of it being croaked. So, all right, what do you think? Is the spider done croaked on us? I mean, it had a good run, a year and a half. Thousands of spider babies. Okay, leave your comments in the comment section. As always, thanks for watching.